Welcome to this edition of The District. I am Joan Garner, your Fulton County Commissioner for District 6. On today's show, we will be joined by Joseph S. Folz, General Counsel and Secretary, and Crystal Khalil, Director of Procurement, from Porsche Cars North America, Inc. Porsche Cars North America, Inc., based in Atlanta, Georgia, is the exclusive U.S. importer and distributor of Porsche sports cars, Cayenne SUVs, and the Panamera four-door sports sedan. Porsche Cars North America, Inc. recently celebrated the landmark groundbreaking of its new headquarters to be known as One Porsche Drive. It's located adjacent to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. The 26.4-acre site is the first complex to be built in the Aerotropolis Atlanta Business District. We have a great show planned. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the District. We have a great show planned for you today. I am Joan Garner, your Fulton County Commissioner for District 6. Joining us today is Joseph S. Folz, General Counsel and Secretary, and Crystal Khalil, Director of Procurement from Porsche Cars North America, Inc., to tell us about the new headquarters being built known as One Porsche Drive. It is located adjacent to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Joe and Crystal, welcome to the District.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's great to have you here with us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Joe, I'll start with you. What was the driving factor behind Porsche building its new headquarters in Fulton County and keeping it located here?
Well, we first moved to Fulton County in 1998. Our company actually was started in 1984. We were first located in Reno, Nevada. We decided that we needed to get into a location where the German business hours and the American business hours at least overlapped for 1 hour of the day. So we moved into we started looking for locations in the Eastern time zone, and we did a major site search in the late 90s. We came to Atlanta and we came to Fulton County because the transportation infrastructure is great, the educational infrastructure is great, the workforce is terrific. It's a very low-cost place to do business and for families to come and buy houses, and it was a climate where people could drive their Porsches all year round, which was an important factor for us. We decided to, about 3-4 years ago, we decided that we really needed a more permanent home for Porsche that could be a real home for Porsche, where all of our associates and all of our employees, our dealers, and the community could come and see what Porsche was really about. And so we started looking for a location where we could not only build a new headquarters, but also build a Porsche driving experience. Porsche cars being the way they are, Porsche didn't seem to us like the type of company that should just be in a nice office tower somewhere. We wanted a place where everybody could come and really experience what Porsche was all about.
Great. So tell us, when will the new construction be completed?
Well, we broke ground at the end of 2012. We finished our site work and actually started digging holes in the late summer, early fall of 2013. We had our topping out ceremony last month. Our structure is now complete, and we expect to be in our new home by the end of 2014, and all of us will be there, and our new Porsche driving experience will be completely up and running during the first quarter of 2015.
Well, why was this location near Hartsfield-Jackson Airport selected?
There were several reasons why this became just the ideal location for Porsche. Once we completed our site search and made the decision that, you know, we were right 15 years ago when we chose Fulton County, and we chose Fulton County again, We then looked for a location where we could have both a Class A headquarters and a Porsche driving experience. It won't surprise you to learn that there are not that many places where you can do both of those things in the same place at the same time. The location of the former Ford assembly plant near Hartsfield-Jackson had been completely remediated. All of the structures had been taken down. The property was ripe for redevelopment. The zoning was perfect for both of our uses. We found a location where the neighbor, at least the biggest neighbor, was not too likely to complain about the noise from a few cars.
Yes.
And the location immediately adjacent to Hartsfield-Jackson also was a major part of our business case. The Porsche driving experience is a place that we want to invite people not only from the Atlanta community, but really from all over the country to come and have the opportunity to experience our cars, see our museum, look at our classic restoration operations. And Hartsfield-Jackson is a 2-hour flight from 80% of the people in the United States. And once people come to Hartsfield-Jackson, it's only a very short shuttle ride to our new headquarters. As much as we all love metropolitan Atlanta, and as much as we all love living in Fulton County, we have to acknowledge there's a little bit of a traffic issue here. And the fact that we are right next to Hartsfield-Jackson means that our guests are completely immune from the traffic situation.
Great. Thank you, Joe. Crystal, please tell us approximately how many people will work in the new headquarters.
One Porsche Drive will be home to approximately 400 employees, interns, and contractors, as well as 60 or so employees that will be staffed by our contractors and suppliers.
So will this move allow for more job opportunities with Porsche in the Metro Atlanta area?
Yes, definitely. Approximately 100 of those positions will be new to the city of Atlanta.
So how much is Porsche investing in this project, and how much is Porsche spending on the construction?
The total investment is $100 million, 2/3 of which would be hard construction costs. So approximately $70 million in construction costs.
So that leads me to my next question, which is how many construction jobs has the project generated?
Our general contractor, Whiting Turner, has estimated 1,500 construction jobs will be generated by the end of construction.
So how many local suppliers does Porsche use?
We have hundreds of local suppliers. It was a mandate for our construction that we would spend a minimum of 30% of our spend with local suppliers, and I'm happy to say we have exceeded that, and we've spent about $40 million with those suppliers.
Wow. Thank you very much. Joe and Crystal, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We will take a short break, and when we return, we will continue our discussion about the new Porsche Cars North America headquarters that is being built in Atlanta. You are watching The District. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Welcome back to The District, everyone. I am Joan Garner, your Fulton County Commissioner for District 6. If you just tuned into the show, we're having a discussion with Joseph Folz, General Counsel and Secretary, and Crystal Khalil, Director of Procurement from Porsche Cars North America, Inc., about the new headquarters being built adjacent to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. The 26.4-acre site is the first complex to be built in the Aerotropolis Atlanta Business District. Joe, before the break, you were telling us about why the location was selected near Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. So that leads me to the next question, which is, what is it about Metro Atlanta or Fulton County that Porsche executives believe draws companies to relocate or start their headquarters here and or grow employment opportunities in this area?
Well, that's a great question, Commissioner Garner. And I've actually had the opportunity, both in my time at Porsche as well as in some of my prior experience, to work on a number of corporate headquarters site searches. And it is almost impossible for metropolitan Atlanta to come out anywhere lower than about second or third in any of those site searches when you look at the factors that companies such as ours always consider. The first factor that almost everyone looks at is the access to transportation. And Atlanta obviously is at the top of everybody's list when you look at that criterion, because we have the busiest airport in the world. We also have, by many measures, the best airport in the world. Companies that are looking to establish a corporate headquarters aren't only looking at how many flights there are and how many destinations they can reach. They're also looking at how easy is the airport to use. How will people like using it? How will people like coming to see us? Companies want to be in a location where they can attract the best employees, and they want to be in a location where their customers want to come and see them. So the airport is clearly the number one thing that puts Atlanta at the top of the list. But there are then so many other factors that Atlanta has that other cities just can't match. Not only do we have the biggest airport, we have an educational infrastructure in Atlanta that is absolutely unsurpassed. When you look at the quality of the higher education institutions that we have here, Morehouse, Spelman, Agnes Scott, Georgia State, Georgia Tech, University of Georgia, there are almost no other metropolitan areas that turn out the number and quality of degreed professionals that corporations look for when they're looking to locate a headquarters, because they want to be assured that they will have the opportunity to develop a workforce for the future. A headquarters site decision isn't a 5 or 10 year decision, it's a 50 or 60 year decision. So that's extremely important. Companies also want to choose a location where there is a conducive business climate, where it's possible for companies to come and talk to their county commissioner and really begin to develop the type of working relationship that is important to moving a business forward and to becoming an important part of the community. And the other thing that we have throughout metropolitan Atlanta is access to really excellent, affordable housing. That's absolutely essential to being able to recruit and retain employees. We have a very diverse elementary and secondary education system throughout metropolitan Atlanta, and that's really the key to getting the best employees to come here and keeping the best employees here.
Well, you certainly answered the next question that I had for you, which was, how could Fulton County become even more attractive to headquarters being located here?
Actually, we think Fulton County is incredibly attractive because, as I said earlier, we've chosen Fulton County twice. But one of the things that I think it's always important for business and government to keep working on together is, how can I say it? Perhaps I'd describe it as ease of doing business. We have multiple jurisdictions throughout most of metropolitan Atlanta. The particular site that we chose, for example, part of it is in the city of Atlanta, part is in unincorporated Fulton County, part is in unincorporated Clayton County, part is in the city of Hapeville. Of course, being next to the airport, we are subject to the jurisdiction of the Aviation Department, the Federal Aviation Administration. We even found that there's a navigable waterway. It looked like a little stream to us, but there's a navigable waterway going through our property. So the Army Corps of Engineers had something to say about it. Georgia Department of Transportation, because we're right next to Interstate 75. Not every site in metropolitan Atlanta is as complicated as Porsche's site is, but it's also important to realize that not every company that might consider moving to Fulton County is perhaps quite as persistent as Porsche was, or quite as determined to work through all of these difficulties. And so what we have experienced is a situation where so many governmental bodies and so many public servants, such as yourself, came together to help us. I think that we can all work together to do an even better job of bringing business and jobs to Fulton County if we make it as easy as possible for the people looking for new locations to navigate through what seems to be a complicated governmental structure. You made it very easy for us, and if we keep focusing on making it easy for others, I think that we will continue to be very close to the top of everybody's site search list.
Yes, good. So do you have some idea of the economic benefit to the local community resulting from this project?
Well, when we began talking to Fulton County, City of Atlanta, State of Georgia about doing this project, we learned that, in fact, there's a Georgia Tech economic model that local and state governments here typically use to try and answer exactly that question. And the Georgia Tech model showed that the net present value of our project to state, city, county during just the first 10 years of its existence. I said this is really we'll be here for 50, 60, 70 years, hopefully more. I probably won't be. But we concluded that the net present value of the economic benefit of our project in just the first 10 years exceeds $700 million, and that the net present value of just the additional revenue to state, county, and city government during that same period will exceed $40 million.
Well, Joe, I'm glad. I think that our viewers are very happy to hear about those benefits to our county. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you very much, Commissioner.
Crystal.
Yes.
So can you describe some of Porsche's other contributions to the community?
Yes, Porsche has been very involved in the community through our Porsche Cares Network, which I happen to be on the steering committee of. We are very involved with local charities and universities. We're also very involved in the communities surrounding our new home, such as the Hapeville Elementary School is very near and dear to our hearts. We've provided an iPad lab for the children there, and we also provide books and reading resources for the children at the school. We are very involved. We give not only of our money, but also of our time. Our employees are encouraged to actually volunteer at these organizations and put their time and effort into supporting the community.
Great. So many companies have policies in place to increase the diversity of their workforce and their supplier base. Does Porsche?
Yes, we do. Porsche is very dedicated to diversity in the supplier base as well as with our employees. As for our suppliers, we're members of the GMSDC as well as WeBank, the women and minority organizations, and we actively participate in matchmaking sessions and community involvement to meet suppliers in our community and make sure that they have opportunities to do business with Porsche. As for our employees, we are currently, our current population is 30% non-white, 35% female, and we are actively increasing that by engaging the local universities, including the AU Center and Agnes Scott College. We also engage the National Black and Hispanic MBA associations.
Thank you very much, Crystal. Joe, can you talk about the types of jobs that will be available once you open your new headquarters and your driving experience?
Well, we're going to have a lot of extremely interesting jobs available. The largest number of the jobs are going to be filled, at least initially, by people who we transfer from our existing Fulton County location in Sandy Springs. We've also, as part of our corporate headquarters development, we have relocated a number of Porsche associates from all over America because we want to have one consolidated North American home for Porsche. But as we go forward into the future, there's very little doubt that we will be able to provide very interesting, significant employment opportunities for residents of Fulton County. We not only will be operating traditional, typical corporate headquarters operation, which includes the types of positions that you would expect. You got to have a few lawyers, you got to have a few accountants. We all think that we're marketing people, but in connection with moving to the new headquarters, Porsche also will be employing people in many categories that we've never employed before. Because we're moving from a nice rented office space in Sandy Springs to our new headquarters, we're going to be responsible for many things that we've never had to do before. We're going to have a number of different food service operations, so that will require significant numbers of people. We'll be responsible for our own building security, our own facilities management, our own maintenance. We've never had those categories of employees before, and when you add together the people who we will employ in hospitality, facilities management, security, track operations, there are probably 50, 60 positions that will be available between now and the time we begin operating in the first quarter of 2015.
Great, thank you. Crystal, could you tell us how people who are interested in working with Porsche or its contractors can apply for jobs there?
Yes, definitely. Our positions can be found on www.porsche.com, as well as on the Atlanta Workforce Development site and the Fulton County Workforce Development site.
Great. Thank you. Joe and Crystal, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Commissioner Garner. It's been a pleasure.
When we return, I will share my closing thoughts. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the District. I am Joan Garner, your Fulton County Commissioner for District 6. Today we were joined by Joseph Folz, General Counsel and Secretary, and Crystal Khalil, Director of Procurement from Porsche Cars North America, Inc., to tell us about the new headquarters being built adjacent to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. The 26.4-acre site is the first complex to be built in the Aerotropolis Atlanta Business District. Porsche's new North American headquarters brings together office, training, and driving functions into one sleek, high-performance facility. This development includes a contemporary workplace, a technical service and training center, and a customer and driver experience center with an integrated road handling track. The complex will accommodate up to 400 employees. The contemporary light-filled workplace promotes collaboration and inspires creativity. Central cafeteria areas, team rooms, and huddle spaces support Porsche's cooperative, transparent culture. The team is also exploring opportunities for natural ventilation, on-site energy generation, and green roofs. Detloff von Platen, President and CEO, Porsche Cars North America, said, "The design must allow employees and visitors to see, hear, feel, and experience both the emotional and practical benefits of the Porsche brand from the moment they first see the building. HOK's design solution boldly and progressively captured our Porsche vision and aesthetic. We welcome the new Porsche Cars North America Inc. headquarters to Fulton County. We look forward to you continuing to be a good community partner. I want to thank my guests for the information they provided us today, and thank you for joining us on The District. That's our show for today. Feel free to contact my District 6 office anytime by calling us at 404-612-8226. You can email us at district6@fultoncountyga.gov, tweet with us at ComJoanGarner, and of course, friend us on Facebook. Until we meet again, I am your District 6 Fulton County Commissioner, Joan Garner. Thanks for watching The District.